Hey guys, I'm the Bento Buster and today I'm going to show you make some simple shoyu ramen with shrimp dumplings. In a previous video I showed you how to make a simple shoyu based ramen. Now this is an extension from that because I'm adding some shrimp dumplings to the broth and that means flavor. And it also means that you'll have these yummy dumplings to munch on that I picked up at my local Korean supermarket this time. Now are these dumplings or gyoza or sui gyoza, which are boiled gyoza? Let me know in the comments. Now it's going to take about 3 minutes to boil the ramen noodles, so while the water's boiling I'm going to toss in these dumplings. That way everything cooks at once and the flavour from the dumplings will impart onto the noodles. Convenient and pure genius on my part, I must add. And here's my little darling, do you remember this guy? This is shantung and it's packed full of flavour. Now here in Japan it only costs several dollars, but on Amazon.com it costs about $50. Now that may be a wee bit of an exaggeration, but yep, it's pretty expensive overseas. Now, that's if you get the big jar, you only need the small one and this stuff lasts forever. It's the perfect seasoning to add to fried rice or noodle broths, and it's going to give you that real authentic flavour. To the bowl I've added some shantung, about a tablespoon of soy sauce, and after that some boiling hot water. I'll give it a quick mix to dissolve everything together, and there we have it, a simple tare. Now this shoyu tare is pretty concentrated, so I'm going to add some more hot water just to thin it out. Now if you wonder what tare means, well, it means sauce. And when it comes to ramen, tare is the concentrated seasoning that's first added to the bowl. After that comes the broth, the noodles and toppings. Now for this recipe, because the tare has so much flavour, the broth is just going to be hot water. In other recipes, the ramen broth could be made of all sorts of things. Reading between the lines, this ramen broth is not complex to make. In fact, it's very simple and full of flavour, so there you go. And it's all thanks to whatever is in that can of shantung, which itself is a complex mixture of all sorts of things, and it makes my life, well, a lot easier. Now with that said, I've gently added the noodles to the bowl and arranged them nicely, and now I'm adding the gyoza, or dumplings. Now when making ramen, make an effort to put things in the right place, okay? Just don't dump it all in there. You want it to look good as well as taste good. These are blanched bean sprouts, which means I've boiled them in hot water, taken them out and drained them, and then let them cool down. That's right guys, always blanch your bean sprouts and never eat them raw. Always blanch them. And this is menma, which is preserved bamboo shoots. Now let's see, how does it taste? Well, it has a very distinct salty taste that goes really well with ramen. And to accompany its distinctive taste, it has a nice bit of crunch. If you've had it before, well, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, well, I guess it's something to look forward to. Okay, now that everything is strategically in place, it's time to add the green onions. Okay guys, must admit, it's looking pretty good. And now it's time for the pièce de résistance, if that's how you say it. How about some shredded Japanese leek? And when it comes to adding leek to ramen, well, I think it's go big or go home. We want a mountain, a Mount Fuji of leek, please. Or at least a sky tree of leek, and if not that, a Tokyo Tower of leek. Anyway, pile it up high, okay? Pile it up high so it catches the eye. Okay, now I'm almost finished, but before that, how about some sweet corn? And to really finish it off, a few drops of Rayu, aka chili oil. Just a few dabs here and a few dashes there, and that's it done. Now of course if you want a darker broth you can add more soy sauce, but hey, that's your choice, not mine. Okay guys, now look at that, isn't that a beauty? Now I don't want to pat myself on the back and congratulate myself, but hey, I'm going to, because this stuff, well, it looks really good. And this broth, yep, it's on point. Shantung, you've never let me down yet, baby. You're the gift or food stock that just keeps on giving. Okay, so I'm really happy with the broth. Now let's get stuck into those noodles. You've heard of fantastic, well these are ramen-tastic. I cooked them for about 3 minutes and they have the right amount of bite, as they say. And now it's time for the dumpling, aka gyoza or sui gyoza. Now these dumplings are nice and large and have a good amount of filling inside. I can really taste the shrimp, and I should do because, hey, they weren't cheap. And as I mentioned before, the taste of the shrimp is incorporated with the broth and the noodles, making it a bit of a flavor bomb in a refined and subtle way, if you can appreciate that. And also there's the distinctive taste of the Menma bamboo shoots, the sweet corn and the spring onions. Oh, and the fresh earthy tones of the shoots and the leek. And finally, there's that kick from the chili oil, Rayu. So what I'm basically saying, guys, is that this is a flavorful kick-ass broth. Now this was so easy to make, in fact it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. So now the ball's in your court, you know how to make it, so go out and do it. Don't be a wuss. Okay, thanks for watching on the Bento Buster Kia Kaha, and see you next time!